Author's Corner with H.D. Campbell. Each show is filled with news, reviews, interviews, and expert advice from the industry. All for you, the author. And now, here's our host, H.D. Campbell.
3, 2, 1. Hi. Welcome to an all-new season of the Author's Corner with H.D. Campbell. As always, I'm your host, H.D. Campbell. We got a lot of good shows this season. We got a lot of on-location things. I got new interns I want you guys to meet. Everything's going to be spectacular this season. For this first episode of the season, though, I got a treat for you. Remember my old friend Kottyn, Sensual poet, Team GPA? She's back. She's back in an amazing interview.
Have you experienced the Bruce Williams series of books, How to Lose a Black Woman and Geraldine? Experience Bruce Williams' journey, true love, and possible missteps along the way through his eyes, his poetry, and prayers. Then, meet Geraldine, whose own search for love makes some quite interesting and possibly dangerous turns. When she gets involved in a love triangle, she must find out within herself whom she wants to be with and whom she needs to be with. With special appearances by Bruce Williams, Geraldine and her friends help you experience her journey. Buy How to Lose a Black Woman and Geraldine at your local bookstore, Amazon, Barnes & Noble, or on your Nook and Kindle tablet.
Next, I'll be interviewing Hope Walker. Hope Walker is a great jazz musician. She's a great saxophonist, and we'll be talking to her about career, the arts, and everything. So without further ado, when we come back, we'll be talking to author Kottyn. Now you go and stop that. Great. Welcome back to the all-new season of the Author's Corner. A few months back, I had a chance to speak to author, poet, just everything woman Kottyn. She's sensual, she's sweet, and she's coming up right now. All right.
I am fabulous. Blessed, feeling really, really, really good.
Well, I want to welcome you back to the Author's Corner.
Thank you. I'm always happy to be on your show. Always.
Well, you know, you're always welcome. Now, what a lot of people don't know is, you know, I never have to beg you to come on the show. You always want to come on and I love that. I truly love that. And you know, your fans love that too.
Yeah, I'm always thinking, oh, I hope he got time for me. I hope he can squeeze me in because I see you doing like a million things, you know, with the Facebook posts and things like that. So
I always
because I never know if you're gonna be able to get me in. I just be hoping.
Oh. You know, all you have to do is ask. You know, you're on. And actually, you hit me up right on time. Right,
okay.
So let's catch up for a second. What have you been doing since we last spoke?
Oh wow! You know we did the Hard Rock Cafe, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Team GPA did the Hard Rock. It was such an amazing thing, and I said to myself, I should have been on stage my entire life. You know, I let him do his shine thing because it was really about him. I just was there to be myself and do the team player thing and be supportive and be a part of that thing because I don't think any other poet has did the Hard Rock Cafe, not to my knowledge. So, you know, we did our thing, and I thought to myself, I should have been on this stage singing something. He said, I know I should have let you sing something. I said, no, this was about you. and we'll have the opportunity to do it again. And it was great. It was really, really great.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. So
Yes.
so when are you getting back on stage?
I was just on. I mean, I'm always on. I don't do it as often as he does, but we just did, you know, Winter Love in February. I
Hmm.
performed at Black Ice's event, which is called Intimate Conversations in February. Like I did 3 events in February, um, overall, and then last month uh we did I did something in last month. I can't remember what it was. But I don't get on stage a whole lot, but I do my share of getting on stage. I want to prepare myself a little bit more because I'm looking to get some vocal lessons, and I'm looking for I'm trying to slim down, so I'm on that whole thing because I want to look a certain way when I do hit the stage, especially when I get to Kansas City, because you know I'm doing Summer Love in Kansas City this summer, and I'll be going to Miami in September. We're supposed to go to Maryland in October, I believe that's right. And someone else asked me to come and perform. I think it was in Miami, but Miami is just I'm going to do some filming in Miami, so we'll see how it goes.
Okay.
You know, I have 10 Shades of Chocolate that's coming up
Mm.
in June. It's just an event that I'm starting, so I'll probably do it every year. But it's titled 10 Shades of Chocolate, and I get 10 different shades of people who perform different things. So, you know, I'm excited about everything that I have going on. Then I have writer's block that I'm working on. So I'm talking to the film videographer about that. Which writer's block is going to be a new reality show based
Mm.
around poets, based around comedians, based around playwriters, based around authors. So we'll see. I've
Wow.
got some things in the works for you guys.
Well, we'll get into those here in a few minutes. Tell me about Cotton's latest book.
I am poetry, believe. When I say that, it's not just the title of a book. I want you to look at me as though I'm poetry. In my silence, I am poetry. In my walk, I am poetry. In my stares and glares, I
Mm.
am poetry.
Say it again.
Believe.
Say I am poetry one more time.
I am poetry. Believe.
You need to hashtag
Yes.
that. You really do need to hashtag that.
I do. I hashtag it all the time.
Oh, really?
Yes, it is a part of the book. I am poetry. It's actually on the book. The hashtag
Mm-hmm. Hold that
is
up
on
for
the
a second.
book.
I'm doing a close up of it. Oh, I love that. I love that. I love that.
And it's you know how this cover was created? Because you know I had a different cover all set.
Yes.
And it was a picture of me by the tree in the wooden fence. And then it wasn't working out right. And I was trying to upload it and it wasn't working out right. Well, I took this picture at work because I was working out and I was walking the stairs.
Mm.
I took this picture like months and months ago. And so in a matter of about 5 minutes, I had to create a new cover.
See?
And this is what I got with the clouds behind it. So it looked like you were walking into poetry, which is me.
You never know how. Inspiration will hit you like that.
Right. Exactly. And I think it was in God's plan for that to be reconstructed.
Exactly. But you see, it does good for you.
Yeah, and I looked at it and I loved it. And somebody else said that I love the cover. Like you know, I said yeah, I took this picture because I was showing everybody that I was walking the stairs at work, and as I was looking through all the pictures of what I wanted to use, I said, let me try this one. and put some clouds around it. So
Right.
it looks like you're walking into poetry, into heaven.
See, I love
Which is
that.
me.
I love that. Now, my next question to you is: you are so busy. You're so busy with, your poetry. You're so busy with Team GPA. When do you, where do you find the time for everything?
I have to find the time. I have to make the time. It's that thing where people say, that saying that you always say, you make time for what you want to make time for.
That's true.
And I make time to make sure that I can rehearse some, some of the poems that I need to get done for whatever show that I have coming up. I don't get to do it as much because I am very exhausted at times. And between the 9 to 5, the 9 to 5 is actually more like a 10 to 15.
Wow.
Because if you add in the travel time, I don't have a lot of time. So it I have to make time. And those moments when I'm sitting here just trying to relax, I say, I could be doing this right now, or I could be doing this right now. I do a lot of stuff on the train. I do a lot of writing on the train. And in my travel, while I'm on the bus or the train, I'm writing and I'm thinking of other things that I need to do to get something done. And I make phone calls on the train. Like, that's why I do a lot of business stuff when I need to do it. And then I do stuff at work. And on top of, I'm walking to slim down because that's part of my exercise regimen. So I'm walking at work. I'm not trying. I'm making time. I'm making my moments of the day matter, basically.
Okay. Okay. Well, pretty much. So you're doing it well. You're doing it well because you have a lot of things. You talking about. You see me on Facebook doing a lot of things. I see you on Facebook all the time talking about stuff you're doing, events that you have, things like this, things with GPA. You just got a lot of things going on.
I had to create another page, HD. I literally had to create another page, and I couldn't figure out why. Like, why do I need to create? Why do I have to create another page? And then I looked around, and there's people sitting on my page, on the page that you're on, that I can't friend because there's too many, and I'm not going to go in and tell each one of them to go to the other page. That's too much work. I don't want to do that.
Right.
So I created the other page it's been almost a month now. And then in that month, there's about 600 people on that page. And I was like, where are these people coming from?
You know what? You know what? You have a very strong fan base.
I don't know any of them.
No, but you know what? They know you. They're your fans. They're people who've read your poetry. They're people who've been to your shows. They're people who read your books. There are people who listen to your CDs. They're fans.
I mean that, and I'm not complaining.
I know.
Saying, like I said, where are these people coming from? Because I've never seen these people before.
I know, it's overwhelming.
I guess that's what the real celebrities feel like.
Right.
But they're out there in the limelight all the time. I'm not in the limelight like that all the time. So as thankful and as blessed as I am that they're there, I started like, okay, Jesus, what did I do? Is somebody? I was feeling like somebody wrote my name on the bathroom wall and said, "Yeah, call her for a good time."
Right. Well, when you're good, you're good. You can't deny that. I mean, it's a God-given talent, and you're good. You're very good. So,
and it's probably all them darn selfies I take too, because I take the best selfies of myself.
You do. You do. I'm not even gonna lie. So no.
That's why they're here, because they like these selfies.
Right.
Kottyn takes a lot. But it's the truth. It's very rare that I can find somebody to take a good picture of me. Like, that's the best you could do. Right. Like, really?
Right.
Like, you couldn't, snap 10 shots tell me to move, twist my head, put my hand on my head for something,
Right.
so that this could come out right. Let me do it. Don't you? Let me take my own picture. I gotta do my own photo shoot.
Well, I hope I do you justice when I put your photo on Facebook. I hope I do you justice. Yeah. I'll try to. But no,
Yeah, I know you will.
I will do my best.
Everybody doesn't though, and I've literally paid people, and I'm thinking, you know what? I wish I never paid you because you suck.
Right. But you know what though?
So I don't ask them to take my pictures anymore. Like
Right.
I said, I have to find some better photographers.
But you do more with your phone. You do better with your phone more than what most professionals can do.
Very true. Very, very true. And it's crazy because some of the pictures that I've taken, people are like, "What kind of camera did you have?" I said, "That was from my phone." You know, my girls would do a whole photo shoot with my phone of me in different poses, different clothes, different areas of the house or outside. They would they turned into my photographers because I had one photographer who did a fabulous job, and he came to my house, and we spent 2 hours doing a photo shoot, and that was the first photo shoot that I had ever done, and he did an outstanding job.
Right.
But that was back in 2008, and yeah, I ain't different dynamic, But but I always say that you gotta love the camera,
Mm-hmm.
and you gotta love to want to get the best shot of whomever or whatever you're taking a picture of.
Exactly.
Otherwise, it won't come out right.
Exactly. I'm switching gears for a second. I want to go from a beautiful face to beautiful poetry. I want to know what inspires Kottyn to write.
Love inspires me to write. Love or the lack of. I see people have these relationships, and some of these people I've known for years, like over 20 years. And I look at them and I saw they have really great relationships. And, I hate to use the word envy, but I almost envy that. I almost envy not having somebody to give my love to or share my love with in that capacity.
Mm-hmm.
To the point of this is, I'll just write about it until it actually happens in my own life.
Right.
And the thing of it is that if you were to read my stuff, then you would understand the kind of love that I'm looking for. So if you ever tried to approach me in any way, then you would already know what to do and what not to do.
Right. Has anyone tried to approach you?
Right. So love inspires me to write. God inspires me to write. Like my spiritual growth inspires me to write. The love that I have for GPA inspires me to write. Like I love him, so that inspires me to write certain things as well. So it just being a mom, that inspires me. But it all comes down to love, my spiritual growth, the love of a man, the love for my children, being a mom, all of that is inspired by love.
Okay. So my next thing is tell me about all your book projects up until the present.
Oh, my first book was I didn't know.
I gotta hit you with a little bit of history there.
My first book is titled Picking Kottyn's Book of Poetry. Didn't know what to call it, so that's what I came up with. But it was poetry about love and relationship stuff. That's just what it's always been. I wrote a book that I took off the shelf that I didn't like after I wrote it. But I remember that when I wrote it, I said I just wanted to put something else out there. And this book was Kottyn's Desserts or something like that. I just take it off the shelf because the content in it wasn't that great. And it was I used, during that time, I used foul language in the book.
Right.
And I thought to myself, I would never get up and perform this because I don't talk like that. So I definitely had to change how I was writing and find other creative ways to put into the book. And so that was that book. And then there was Strong in My Woman, which again is about loving a man. Then there is He's Beautiful to Me. Then there's The Love Letter. Then there's Seduction's Lips, which is an erotic book. And then Monster Behind Closed Doors is not a poetry book. It has not been released publicly. It is in the Writers Guild of America. I did upload it there. 10 Reasons Why Black Men Stop Dating Black Women.
Right.
That book is not a poetry book, and it's doing very well. The video is still doing very, very, very well. That's one of my favorite books because it's about relationship stuff.
But when you get done, well, stop there for a second before you get to the latest one. But when you get to after you get to the latest one, I want to talk about that book here in a second.
Okay. And then there's Sweet Mangoes, which GPA is the muse for Sweet Mangoes. That book is about sensuality, sexuality, and love, romance. So all my books are pretty much about love, romance, sexuality. I mean, it's a relationship stuff, you know. 10 Reasons. Yeah. 10 Reasons Why Black Men Stop Dating Black Women.
So what inspired that?
Well, I have male friends who were constantly talking about how Black women this and Black women that. And then I realized that in my own family, I probably have one or two cousins that date Black women and have married Black women. The rest are not. Like, some just like, okay. But over the course of the years and the people that I interviewed for that book, most of them are married to Black women. And they've been with these women for some years. Some of them are not in relationships at all. But the question that was initially posed was, what would be a reason that you would stop dating a Black woman? And the response was always, oh, I can give you a whole bunch. So, I can give you a whole bunch of reasons why I would stop dating a Black woman, because she this, because she that. I was like, oh, geez.
Wow.
So I decided to give 10. And I wanted it to be a book where women can stop and take a minute and look at themselves and say, you know, some of us are like that. There is a reason why men behave a certain way towards some of us because of this. Not saying that all, and I'm not taking responsibility away from any man, let alone a Black man.
Right.
But I'm just saying that there are reasons why some Black men do the things they do or respond the way they respond, and they're valid reasons. The same way women have that we go through things and the reason why we respond or we react a certain way towards men. So it's not fair to say, oh, he can't express how he feels about something, but she can because she's the woman. It's not. I don't think that that's a fair thing. That's probably one of the reasons why men die sooner than women, because they don't express how they feel without being angry first. Right. You know, I believe in sitting down having a conversation opposed to us arguing. I'd rather not. But yeah, that was the reason why I decided to write that book.
You know, with your voice and your poetry and everything, you seem to speak to the heart of men without, shall I say, you speak to the heart of men, but without making them feel emasculate.
Well, I mean, that's not the idea. My ex-husband used to tell me that I was great food for the ego. He said, you are absolutely great for the man's ego. You know, but I won't say what I don't feel.
Right.
I will tell you how I feel, but it'll be something that's true. And if it's not, I just won't say nothing. But I don't believe in degrading a man, especially when it's not necessarily. I'd rather us just separate and not be together anymore.
Right.
Opposed to putting you down and making you feel less of a man, belittling you in any way. I don't see that. I don't ever want to have to put myself in a position, although I could, I don't want to do that.
Okay.
Just enough of that out there. I think it's more than enough of that out there. And personally speaking, I wouldn't want somebody doing that to my sons.
Exactly. Tell me a little bit about that conversation you had today that inspired your words.
So, we talked about, what is sexy and what some things where it's very simple to a man, but it's still a turn on to him. And so I said, I can see that because I have this, and that, and so I understand that. And for me, I like that. Like I like for my man specifically to come in and tell me that my hair looks good, or that he likes that perfume that I'm wearing, or that dress makes me look hot or sexy or pretty, or any compliment that, there on my eyes are just gorgeous, those little bitty itty things. And it doesn't always have to be sexual. Like you're not coming and saying, oh yeah, I just want to jump your bones. Like I just want to do you right now. Like I don't want to hear that all the time. Like right. I do like it sometimes.
I understand. I truly understand.
You gotta have a variety. I need a variety, and I need for my guy to come in and mix it up a little bit. Right. Don't bring no other woman in my house or no other man. But I'm saying mix it up as far as between him and I. Like if you want another woman, I'm gonna go out and get this wig real quick. And these
exactly,
and these pumps and this really short dress, and I'll be Becky today. So now I'll be bringing Becky up in the house. Though. That's all I'm saying.
Have some respect, pretty much. Exactly.
Right, but still keep it spicy.
Right.
You can still keep it spicy.
So no,
so that's kind of how that conversation took place, and but when you hear the poem. It's very simple. It's because he was saying that this is what turned him on. Like he didn't go into the details of how I described it. I added more to it, but all he said was a line, and that's all I needed to create the entire poem.
Right.
So when I told him, he was like, "You got all that just from one little conversation we had?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "Of course, because I know the feeling. I know what that feels like. I know how, and I said, if you were my dude saying this to me, if you were my husband saying this to me, I would be very turned on, and I would probably try to get you in bed, even though we're supposed to be walking out the door. Right. But I wouldn't. I would just let that be in the moment, and then we can pick this up later.
Exactly.
So.
Well, like I say, your words are very powerful, which is actually what fuels your. You know what? This is why you have a fan base. Your words are powerful, and I'm sure you sell a lot of books and CDs and fill up a lot of shows. Yeah. See, you can brag a little bit. There's nothing wrong with it. You can brag a little bit. Yeah.
A little bit.
So, go ahead and lay the poem on me.
Oh. Just what I wanted to hear. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is what I want to do. I want you to feel sexy. I want you to feel sensuality. And I want you to feel how I felt. I want him to imagine himself saying these words to me or to her. And I want her to imagine that she's the woman he's speaking to. So here we go. My dress wraps around twice. It's what he likes. He loosens the ties. My dress falls open just so he can get a glimpse of what I have on. What I'm wearing underneath almost nothing to taste the complexion of my caramel brown skin. His hands get a feel. He leans in closer to get a whiff of my aroma. My Bath and Body Works scent has him convinced that I'm singing his favorite love song. I've got him feeling like he looks at me like I belong to him, as if he'll devour me any minute, softly kissing my midsection, creating an erection. Then he steps back and grins. And in his baritone voice, he says, take that off. I just want to stare. So I stand still in my 4-inch heels, white lace bra and boy shorts exposed, my dress that wraps around twice because that's what he likes. It drops to the floor. And his own thoughts, his eyes and his smile, we make love for just a little while. Softly spoken.
See, you've done it again. You've done it. And you just wrote that on the train this morning?
Yes. I had to tweak it a little bit, but yeah, yeah.
Wow. See, I don't know. I don't know about you sometimes. You read these, and I don't know if you just wrote them or just put them together. And that's something you just wrote on the train. That's awesome.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Well, because I wanted it to. Somebody said you're ministering to people through your word, through your work. And I said, I don't quite see it that way, but I do see it that way because the idea is for a woman to understand that it doesn't have to always be sexual, and for a man to understand that it doesn't always have to be sexual. But because he was looking at her that way, it makes her feel sexy.
Right.
And then it makes her want him more because he made her feel a certain, because we as women, we're emotional creatures and men are physical creatures.
Right.
So he looks at her and she starts feeling a certain kind of way. So then they both get what they want later on.
Mm-hmm. See, you speak to our minds well. You speak to our minds very well. So that's what they got love about it. See, that's another reason why you have a fan base, which I believe in mostly male, because you speak to us.
Well, I mean I will say that more men buy my books than women. I will say that.
So it's like you, and I'm sure you pack a house. You really pack a house whenever you do read.
Well, a little bit. Come out to see Kottyn a little bit,
So what are your next 3 big shows coming up?
Summer Love is actually going to be the next big show, and I was just about to say something about that. I can already see that that's going to be probably my biggest show, and that's because there's family, people I went to high school with, people that haven't seen me since elementary school, people that haven't seen me since high school. I think the last time anybody actually saw me was probably the 10-year class reunion, which was back in 1990. My son wasn't even born yet.
Wow.
My youngest son wasn't even born yet. And I was like, he's about to be 17. So,
wow.
Yeah. It's been a little while. So, people are actually looking forward to coming out, supporting me, and seeing me at the same time.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
So, I'm going to put it down.
I know you will. I know you will.
Last time, No, the last time Truth wasn't done yet, but Truth is one of my favorite poems, and it's one that goes over very, very well with men and women.
Go ahead and
Because
read it.
I usually pull a man up on the stage
Go ahead.
to whether he's in a relationship or not. You know, I always check and be like, is it okay if I use your boyfriend? It's not personal, but this is part of the show.
Right.
So, yeah, it's one of those. It's one of those that make you say, really? Is that all y'all want? Yes, that's really all we want.
Wow.
That's it. We want you to be honest.
See, that's one thing I love that. I love that. So, not talking to the stalkers, but how can I get to know you better? Where can I contact you? Where can I get your poetry? Where can I buy your books?
You can get to know me better by going to www.softspokenpoet.com. You can get to know me better by looking me. You can Google me, Kottyn. Cotton Campbell. I'm on Amazon. You can get my books at Barnes and Nobles. You can get. I mean, there's plenty of places you can get my book. Soft Spoken Poet is probably the best place for you to go get the book because I'll autograph it and I ship them out myself. So, you'll get it. It's better if it's coming from me, personal.
I still think
and you get a bit of a discount because then you're not paying the extra shipping charge that Amazon's going to charge you.
Exactly. I still think you're my cousin somewhere down the line. I'm gonna figure this out, but I still think we cousins somewhere. I don't know where. We gotta be related somehow.
I said the same thing. Me, you, and Kenneth Campbell on Facebook. There was one more person too, because I said me and Kenneth, we do so many selfies. It's not even funny.
Right.
So, I mean, I know he has an actual photographer that he uses to take his pictures. A lot of times because he models as well, but we do a lot of selfies.
Right.
I think we got to be related some kind of way because nobody does all of this. We got the same last name. We're all in this. We seem to all be in the entertainment world some kind of way.
Exactly. So what's what's your next project on the horizon?
10 Shades of Chocolate is actually, what you mean 10 Shades of Chocolate? Is that what you're talking about?
Yes.
10 Shades of Chocolate, I decided to combine storytelling and poetry together to do a show. So I'll have 3 poets and probably 3 storytellers is the way that it's going. And I'm going to have a belly dancer and a comic.
Wow.
And everybody's a different shade of something. GPA is going to be my fabulous host because he does so well.
Right.
And I'm still debating on if I want to perform in the show or not.
Okay.
I may do something.
Okay. And tell me about your reality. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Now tell me more about your reality show that you're working on.
Reality show I decided I wanted to do because I wanted people to see the struggle that writers go through. Mm-hmm. Like, there are writers for the plays. There's writers for these sitcom TV shows that come on TV. There are some writers even for these reality shows that come on TV. Mm-hmm. But you never see them. But we're really the creative ones behind everything because we have to come up with what you got to say out there in the forefront.
Right.
Or we got to come up as poets. We got to come up with what we say out in the forefront. Like when we step on stage, we don't have an entourage. We don't have a band. Usually we don't have a band. We don't have like a hype man and the whole nine. It's just us getting on stage to entertain you. Right. So the writers have to entertain you, including authors such as yourself. We have to entertain you.
Right.
For you to like what we do. But there's nobody we're going to write this. Nobody's writing for us and then saying, hey, okay, I need you to get up and I need you to be the person to, do that.
Exactly.
That's not how it works. So, I wanted to build this platform so that we can be recognized a little bit more. And then you can see some of our struggles too.
Right.
Because we go through stuff, and a lot of times we don't get paid to do these shows, especially as poets.
No.
We don't get paid to do these shows. We give out a lot of free books. You know, we gotta almost break your arm to get a review done, or
Right.
we gotta pay for it.
Right.
You know, it's a lot that goes with being an author, a poet, performer. Like, not every poet is an author, and not every author is a performer, and not every poet is an author or a performer. Some of them just do poetry. They write and then they put it out there.
Right.
Some of them don't even have books out. They just like to, and then you have some poets that just perform. They don't care about putting out a book or a CD.
Right.
You know, so it's a lot that goes with that. It's a huge platform that hasn't truly been recognized. And it's more than just making it an entertainment thing, as Russell Simmons once did.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
It's more than that.
It's a lot more than that.
Yes.
On that note,
And I think
oh, go ahead.
we haven't been recognized.
No, we haven't. On that note, I want to see if you have any final advice for any authors, poets, or anyone.
Any what, honey?
Any final advice that you want to give for authors or poets or anyone in this industry?
The final, my advice to anybody that wants to be a writer or a poet, because the biggest question I always get is, what inspires you to write? Or when do you write? Like, do you set aside a time? I write when God puts something on my heart to write. Otherwise, it won't come out. It won't come out genuinely. I don't sit around all day and say, "Oh, what can I write today?" No, it's not how my world works. And to be honest, a lot of your world shouldn't work that way, because for the simple fact of that's how people get writer's block, which is the name of, which is why I called my TV show Writer's Block.
I love it.
I've never had writer's block because I don't write to write. I love to write, so I'm inspired to write. I don't write to write. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
Some people just write to write, so they're sitting around trying to see, what can I write today? Even with a novel, I think you already have to have your storyline. And
Yes.
if you already know your storyline, then you're going to be fine. If you already know what you're writing about, then you're fine. But if you're writing to write, like a lot of people who have these contracts with these big publishers, they have to find something to write about because they are contracted to put something out there.
Exactly.
Which means they may end up with writer's block. So, yeah, I don't believe in that. For me, writer's block doesn't exist because I wait on God to put something on my heart so that I can feed it to you. There you go.
That's what I'm talking about. Well, I want to thank you again for coming out to see me. I want to see you again on the show.
Me again. Oh, you will see me again.
Yes. Damn, I'm gonna need a shower after listening to what Kottyn had to say. I mean, everything she does is so sweet and so sensual, and not for kids, y'all, not for kids. Well, when we come back, we'll have a chat with local jazz musician Hope Walker.
Are we getting any closer, Mark?
Before his book, Murder by Execution, is released, get to know investigative reporter Mark Alexander in his first 2 books by author H.D. Campbell. Late Murder at 10. Find the murderer of news anchor killed on the air. Start, the virtual killer. Track down a very dangerous cyber serial killer before the body count rises. Get both books at your favorite bookstore at Amazon.com and other online outlets. Also available on Kindle and Nook.
Just who is author H.D. Campbell, you ask? He's the multi-genre author you have yet to get to know. Once you open his books, you can have a romance, get wrapped up on a world of mystery and suspense, or you can go on a journey to stop an international incident. Log on to his new personal page at hdcampbell.weebly.com and look for it in the More section. Check out his latest blog tours, book signings, release dates, and more. Then get updates from his author, H.D. Campbell Facebook page for the most latest. Get to know H.D. Campbell and let your writing fill your spirit.
Welcome back. Well, since I had to take a shower after talking to Kottyn, it's now time to speak to a friend of mine named Hope Walker. Hope Walker is a very good friend, but yet she's also a great local jazz musician here in St. Louis. She plays the saxophone, she beats it well. She'll also play it here later at the end of the show. But first, I want you to get to know her. She's going to talk about the art, she's going to talk about her art, she's going to just talk about music, period. Here she is. Welcome back to the office. I have a very rare treat. I have a friend of mine who I've been trying to get on office for years and finally was able to work it out. Her name is Hope Walker, jazz musician, teacher, great person at the art and culture.
I'm doing how are you?
So, how long have you known the person?
About what, 4 years on Facebook?
Exactly, been on Facebook. Right, we know of each other.
That's right.
And, you know, we actually look know each other.
Yes, we do. That's right.
What's all from my first? First wanted that you knew that you wanted to do.
I would say about 16, 17, but I'm in it in 4th grade. I was going to play violin. I was like, so I went to the bench. And I started on clarinet. I wanted to play drums. They gave me 2 drums. So I said, I play saxophone. You need something else. I'm like, so out of clarinet, I ended up playing saxophone when I was 15. I taught myself with some of my friends that were in band. I didn't want to do the saxophone. They gave me
So, who are some of your early influences?
it ranges from R&B to gospel. So with gospel, it was my home church pastor, Reverend Robinson, his wife, Bertha Robinson, that whole family.
That's old school.
That's old
For those of y'all that don't know, Reverend Robinson is a name here. You don't know, we better ask somebody.
That's right. And then the Clark sisters, oh my God, love the Clark sisters, Reverend James Sweet, Mahalia Jackson. So I mean the gospel thing, and then the R&B, James Brown, Dave, Dr. Tom, Anita Baker, Donnie Hathaway, just a very hip hop. I love Biggie. Love Biggie.
Oh, yeah.
Love pop. I love Common. I like Common. I like Nas. And then with jazz, actually it was David Sanborn that I wanted to start saxophone on. It's a funny story. I was doing some yard work and it was the set in our yard. And I was like, what is this? So I sit in the house and I'm doing my chores and I'm playing. I'm like, ooh, and I just fell in love. So I just started like, man, playing along with them. So that's my heart. And I know some people, don't talk about David Sanborn because it's not going to be a good conversation. But David Sanborn, Coach.
You've been warned. Go ahead.
John Coltrane, Miles Davis, Michael Bretter. I studied with a lot of my saxophone friends, Tim, Spencer, Astor, and Taylor, but I didn't. I was they played, and one of the children, I believe, he actually played saxophone playing like music. So my mom always told me that's what got the music on the dad's side. And I have cousins that play, so then I found out recently a cousin I had a kid with, we didn't know we were cousins. And through the magic of Facebook, we found out we were cousins.
Run that Facebook.
Hey, I'm glad. I mean, so,
Exactly.
you know.
Right. I love it. Hey, how you think we met? Facebook.
Facebook, that's right. And you sell your product yourself. And so, people would hear me playing with different bands. And just usually I was like the only girl in the band. I don't know why people think that's such a novelty to see a woman on the stage. I don't know, but like my friend, you can play, but like my friend Rhoda, she's amazing. Shout out to Rhoda. That's my sax sister. And like Rhoda does a lot of smooth jazz, and I do more traditional, but it's like the two of us get in, because it's like I feel, I can't speak for Rhoda, but I just feel like they think, oh, it's a woman, it's a novelty, this is going to bring people in, and I'm thinking, no, you should look at our talent. Not our gender, but I mean, it does. I mean, I'm not that much, but don't take it. How can I put it? Like if I'm on a team with a big band, I always get photographers taking pictures of me, and I'm like, take pictures of the whole band, so sometimes I feel like I'm open. Right. I got a phone call from the read out those things. And I was like, sure, because backstory is that when I taught at St. Louis Public School, we would go out to various like school that had great like attendance or whatever they reward us out of there. And so the jazz edge always provided some entertainment. I told a friend of mine, I looked over at it and I was like, they don't have any women in that band. I said, one day I'm going to play in that band. And she was like, that's right, you gonna play? I was like, I'm gonna play in that band. And so every year I'm like, never going. And I never saw Marquita when I saw them, so I'm still assuming that never had been a woman in the band. So when they asked me, I was like, I was in the band, and I called my friend, and I was like, remember that band? I'm in it. So, but I started in that band. I was like 2000. No, Friday. So Friday evening, Father's Day. Jazz Ed Orchestra will be performing at the Sensual. It begins at 6 p.m. I believe, and it's St. Louis Saxophonist. So we're honoring Oliver Nelson and David Sanborn, Hank Crawford. We're going to Facebook, but guests in this is Eric Person, St. Louis State, but it's doing his own thing out in New York, and Kottyn, and then called the Maryland University. So I encourage you all to come out to that, that's the next time. We rehearse every week, and whenever the kid comes up, so we might go a month or two without it. So it varies on what type of work we do. Yeah, we've been busy lately, so I'm very happy about that.
Exactly. So, I want to go to that question.
Okay.
You know how, so you work for a couple, I'm not going to go to the it's a program where you don't do the program online.
Yeah.
How do you, as an artist, number one, feel about that? And what do you think you do?
First of all, it's hurt because when someone is good, some of the first things they do is art program. Usually it's a good person. Then I'm always because I'm a musician, but it's the fact that studying how music affects the brain and helps students
got everybody?
Okay. Instrument for the advancement of jazz. That's under the direction of Long Food Harris. Legendary jazz played every time I go down. This good, but it was, he felt like when I do that, music is really, especially in the urban school, sad to say, but it's true. So we also listen to some of the other curriculum, which is open, you know, but they don't pay much for that. They're studying the national wisdom and wisdom society. So it seems like that I encourage students to do. I mean, I've been in situations where I was, you know, I had to be choir. That's not my forte. And band position came up, and I wasn't in the band position after I was told I was going to be choir and music. It doesn't look like I was going to but you know, in this school year, they're not going to go back. And was told that they get rid of the band program, they want to give the instruments to the school. And I mean, so you're serious, and I'm serious. So students came to me, they're like, we're walking through shoes, you're leaving, I'm not going to let you do it. They're like, are you sure you're leaving? And I said, yes, I'm leaving. And they said, well, Andy, you can offer next year. And I just wanted to cry because I was like, I felt like I was lied to.
What's our and our kids in the community, you won't get so happy.
I lost my students.
Yeah, when they do
Right. No, so I wasn't given the opportunity to dance, but you know, I believe God has something better for me. Every stepping stone, He has some. He's gonna open a much bigger door, and so I can get it very long. So I wish whoever was placed to be the best. I do hope they get to be starting in that particular school and college. I love writing, and what I was specializing in. So really, I think there's a study of art and writing children's books. I have to find words. She's an editor, so I always told me, you write the book, I'm going to get it. My sister that got married, she's an artist. So I told her, you can do the illustration. So my mom was one of them, like, you don't have this guy, this talent. You all just different. You don't know how to blessing that's going to be to us. So you step on it and get on it. So I can put talking and craft made acting, do it. I submitted some of my work. Just like that children book institute thing they can do in the mail. Yeah. We'll talk about that. But you know, I submitted it. They like my work and they keep finishing it. It's been like 12 years.
Yeah, but how much do you have to pay for those?
And that's the thing, I'm like, for tuition, no, you know, this school kid now, they're still finishing it. Yeah, so, and I asked God, I said, God, if it's not meant for me to write, have them stop finishing it.
I'm going to help you out.
Okay. I got about that music and then based on my pet, they practice.
I'll probably get this with you.
Yeah, they just don't.
I have this with you.
My person. Yeah, that's right.
Yes, well, you just don't know. So, this is what do you think?
I tell them, you know, whatever their goal is, stick with it. And, you know, I think about God. You know, I love the Lord. And, you know, I don't want to offend anyone that, you know, hates whatever. Use positive energy, whatever it is that gives them strength, whatever their path is. Seek that.
the office, sort of.
Right.
You say what you want.
They cut funding. And it just hurts me because I have students to this day that talk to mine. They still play. One of Leo days, I got to give a shout out to Leo.
Hey, Leo.
Leo started with me at Gateway Middle School. He was a clarinet player in 7th grade. And he was playing for two. And I needed a tenor saxophone player. I didn't have any in the band. So I went up to him. I was like, Leo, you want to play tenor saxophone? Yes, ma'am. And what he told me years later, he's a professional saxophonist. That's why he plays circles around me. I'm like, you need to hear me listen. So that makes me happy to see that my child just did the thing. But he said, Mom, you should know that's the instrument I always wanted to play. He said, I feel like playing clarinet was real for this man. He said, here you go, you play this tenor. And he had a tenor saxophone solo, and I told him, these scales, just play with the heart feels. I still have a DVD of him, and I gotta get it to him of his very first solo. He's also an awesome photographer. So, I mean, seeing my students, another student, he's a bassist. He's owning his own barbecue restaurant. I mean, and what does my heart good are these, I call them a band baby. I don't care if they're in their 30s, 20s, whatever. But the ones that are older and grown, have kids and all that, they tell me constantly, Mom, if it wasn't for you in the band program, I'd probably dead. I was gang banging, you helped me get off the street. And, you know, and now their children are in bands and so, you know, I'm like, oh, that's my grandbaby, I'm sorry. I mean, I've actually taught some of my former students their babies. And I'm like, that's not your mama the same as you. She told me that. You know, that does my heart good. So, my main thing is just do what your heart feels, give it your all, and again, don't let anyone discourage you. If that's what you feel is your passion, you go for it no matter what. And so that's my advice for anybody. Don't let anybody stop you from your dreams.
Well, you're always giving up yourself. And that's what I want to thank you.
Thank you. All right.
We cut this for a second. Later, when we roll credits, you're going to hear her play a set. So that's not the end. That's not the end. And also, as another treat, Kottyn's going to also do her poetry also towards the end. So we're not done yet. So when we come back, I'll have a final word.
Hi, this is Luna Charles. This is my third book, My Life, My Rules. A beautiful story about a woman who overcame so much, only to face even more adversity and learning that she is about to be ripped apart from her family. Follow her through her trials and tribulations as she learns how to overcome adversity spiritually and find the deep strength inside all of us that we have, that we can claim from the universe to make our life the way we want. This is truly a moving book, award-winning, and I know you'll love it. Thank you.
Welcome back to the Office Corner. I hope you liked the first episode. We've got more episodes coming up next week. We're actually doing the show weekly now. Every Friday you will get an all-new episode with 2 all-new authors. I'm also going to bring in some new segments that I'll be working on, but you'll get the idea. But first, I want to give you my final word. Over the last few months, I went through some changes. I got married, y'all. Got married. A few other things. Gained some wonderful stepchildren. In fact, I don't even call them my stepchildren. They're my children whom I love very, very much. and they're going to be helping me out throughout the summer as far as interning and getting everything together. So they can also learn, and they'll also be part of the show. So stay tuned for that. But I want to get serious with you for a second. Something about never giving up. No matter what's going on in your life, no matter what your passion is, do not give up. If your passion is writing, don't give up. If your passion is singing, don't give up. If your passion is playing an instrument, do not give up. There's one thing that I always preach, never ever give up. Well, that's enough preaching. That's enough Office Corner. Peace, hair grease, and as always, let your writing fuel your spirit, and God bless.
So I asked him, are you seeing someone else? Wait. Before you reply, I don't lie because I can see right through all that Maybelline. Your lips are covered in her plum lipstick. Her foundation, cocoa brown, is smudged into your collar, and it's not my color because I don't wear that cake on my face. My womanly senses have picked up on your GPS scent, dialed into your radar. The tracking device not installed on your car, but it's pressed on your heart, which tells me where you are emotionally. These findings aren't to put you down, attack your character, or to make you look bad, but for you to recognize that the woman that stands right here before you, well, she's smarter than the average. Look, I love you, but I deserve some honesty. So don't get mad, don't take it personally. This is grown-up conversation. You're a man, you can handle it besides. It's mentally stimulating. And if you want this, you'll listen. No disrespect intended. So don't clam up when I say we need to talk, because it tells me that you're guilty and you've done something wrong, and you believe I know your secret and your truth. You decided to take away my choice. But listen to my soft-spoken voice when I say, you won't have your cake, eat it, emotionally abuse it, misuse it. So blow out your candles and be thankful you have a woman like me. Your wish should be that I don't get angry because I hate being relationship confused, as some of you men like to do, then sing the blues or react in a way that you can't handle. As a woman, I can cook, clean, make love, have sex as often as you need, but only if you wife me. Just be honest. And we can both walk away from this with some honor. Not feeling like we got screwed, abused, or misused, but we're just two people that weren't meant to be. So before you fix your mouth to tell a lie, know that I've already investigated, and those 2 a.m. calls ain't your mama. I've researched, I've checked your cell, and I've got the woman who left her face behind on speed dial. But I'm giving you this opportunity to be the man that I believe you are. Just be honest. Come clean. And you can walk away with some respect and some dignity from me. Now, let me ask you this again. Are you sleeping with my friend? Softly spoken.
All right, go ahead.
Mm-hmm.